The Tory leadership race is starting to get interesting, but take a look at the candidates. I always love to read about them when I want to have a nice laugh. Dear, oh dearie me, I almost feel bad for the Tory party and what it has become. James Cleverly is a contestant. It's a pretty ironic surname given that he is anything but clever. Actually, no, he is cleverly stupid. The only interesting thing about him is that he has a real potty mouth, which can make PM Qs for me more fun. He called the Lib Dem deputy leader Simon Hughes a dick in 2010, the entire Stockton North constituency as a shithole, and even described his own party's policy over Rwanda as batshit. I firmly believe that you can never trust a middle-aged man that routinely and meticulously colours his beard. If you are above 40 and you have got white hair on your head, your beard will also naturally display the signs of old age. Who is he trying to fool? If he can't admit to dyeing his beard to the British public, how can the public ever hope to trust him when the truth matters? James poses no threat at all to me, and I will be thrilled if he were to become leader of the opposition. I have turned him upside down at Prime Minister question time in the past and swept the House of Commons floor with that awful crop top haircut of his. I am happy to do it again and again. He is easy to mock and make a fool of. He is everyone's favourite useful idiot. James has alienated himself among the LGBT group by throwing them under the bus when it came to the World Cup in Qatar and telling fans to quote-unquote flex and compromise. If you were to look at his climb to the top, you will get the impression that James is like a rolling stone that gathers no moss. He wavers and will take any job he can get, even if he isn't really interested in it or qualified to do it. He supposedly was a good artist when he was younger, but gave it up to soldier on to the army. Somehow, somewhere, that dream of being an artist died abruptly. This is a rather fanciful story. Now, any artist worth his weight in paint would have still continued that pursuit as a side hobby. James Pottymouth cleverly didn't do that. We have not seen one artwork from him, which is unusual given that he could have used that to draw a reference to Winston cigar-sucking Churchill. And old Churchy is always on every Tory party's list of who would be their ideal dinner party guest. It's like a campaign slogan that they repeat every single time. What is known is that James did have a YouTube channel where he would share to the world his love of Warhammer, but that channel no longer exists. I won't be surprised if James got insecure and was bullied by his colleagues within the party to stop behaving like a child. Even within his own party, James has been tossed and chucked around like a slice of blue cheese gone bad. He wandered like an astronaut floating without purpose in space, from gaining a degree in hospitality management only to then just chuck that in the bin to land a job in business publishing. He was made co-chair of the party before accepting a demotion to working under Dominic Raab at the party. I don't trust him. Look at his face. He reminds me of Bender from Futurama. He even acts like Bender, but is just less funny. It doesn't help that he thinks he is funny. After all, this is the man that played a game of snog, marry a void on a radio show and chose. Excuse me, I think I just threw up a bit there. But he chose to snog Tory. I never understood that big clump of hair he has on the top of his head when everywhere else it's neatly cut like a soldier. What is he trying to hide? I would love to know what lies beneath. This is also a man that did a self-promotional interview as foreign minister. The questions were obviously given to him beforehand. It's worth a watch just to catch a glimpse of how bad he is at acting, and also comes across as an arrogant prat. Yet, when asked a simple question, what music do you listen to, he said music is boring. I guess all Tory MPs were scared to broach the topic of music after Theresa Big Bird May's cringe dance routine at the Conservative Party conference. We also know that James finds chickens to be really scary, weird, very weird. It seems as though he failed to learn from the car crash interview of Boris Johnson when he was asked if he had any hobbies. Maybe this is a prerequisite for gaining entry into the top echelons of the Tory party. One must have no hobbies. After the antics of Boris Johnson, the infantile policies of Liz Letty's head Truss, and the magnanimously clueless Fishy Rishi, can the Tory party really swallow having a leader who would shamelessly go on record to say he would spike his wife's drink with a date rape drug? Even if you are old and ugly, This does not in any give you permission to spike someone to get them to do what you want.